Observe good faith and justice toward all nations. Cultivate peace and harmony with all. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. I hope I shall possess firmness and virtue enough to maintain what I consider the most enviable of all titles, the character of an honest man. Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. Let your discourse with men of business be short and comprehensive. Be courteous to all, but intimate with few, and let those few be well tried before you give them your confidence. Associate with men of good quality, if you esteem your own reputation, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. Let your heart feel for the afflictions and distress of everyone, and let your hand give in proportion to your purse. We should not look back, unless it is to derive useful lessons from past errors, and for the purpose of profiting by dearly bought experience. Nothing can be more hurtful to the service than the neglect of discipline, for that discipline more than numbers gives one army the superiority over another. Lenience will operate with greater force, in some instances, than rigor. It is therefore my first wish to have all of my conduct distinguished by it. Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pains to bring it to light. If the freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep to the slaughter. The basis of our political system is the right of the people to make and to alter their constitutions of government. There is nothing which can better deserve your patronage than the promotion of science and literature. Knowledge is in every country the surest basis of public happiness. Laws made by common consent must not be trampled on by individuals. It will be found an unjust and unwise jealousy to deprive a man of his natural liberty upon the supposition he may abuse it. To form a new government requires infinite care and unbounded attention, for if the foundation is badly laid, the superstructure must be bad. I hope some day or another we shall become a storehouse and granary for the world. I wish from my soul that the legislature of the state could see the policy of a gradual abolition of slavery. Few people have the virtue to withstand the highest bidder. Your love of liberty, your respect for the laws, your habits of industry, and your practice of the moral and religious obligations are the strongest claims to national and individual happiness. Democratical states must always feel before they can see. It is this that makes their government slow, but the people will be right at last. Mankind, when left to themselves, are unfit for their own government. In proportion as the structure of a government gives force to public opinion, it is essential that public opinion should be enlightened. Honesty will be found on every experiment to be the best and only true policy. Let us then as a nation be just. The propitious smiles of heaven can never be expected on a nation that disregards the eternal rules of order and right, which heaven itself has ordained. Every post is honorable in which a man can serve his country. A man's intentions should be allowed in some respects to plead for his actions. More permanent and genuine happiness is to be found in the sequestered walks of connubial life than in the giddy rounds of promiscuous pleasure. I shall make it the most agreeable part of my duty to study merit and reward the brave and deserving. Nothing is a greater stranger to my breast, or a sin that my soul more abhors, than that black and detestable one, ingratitude. I was summoned by my country, whose voice I can never hear but with veneration and love. I shall not be deprived of a comfort in the worst event, if I retain a consciousness of having acted to the best of my judgment. The consciousness of having discharged that duty which we owe to our country is superior to all other considerations. A pack of jackasses led by a lion is superior to a pack of lions led by a jackass. Do not let anyone claim tribute of American patriotism, if they even attempt to remove religion from politics. 99% of failures come from people who make excuses. The future of this nation depends on the Christian training of our youth. When one side only of a story is heard, and often repeated, the human mind becomes impressed with it insensibly. The time is near at hand, which must determine whether Americans are to be free men or slaves. The Constitution is the guide, which I never will abandon. The finite mind of man can never grasp the mysteries of the infinite. It is the highest wisdom, as it is our great happiness, to accept our limitations, to use what we have, and leave the rest to God. The power under the Constitution will always be in the people. Friendship is a plant of slow growth and must undergo and withstand the shocks of adversity before it is entitled to the appellation. 3 things prompt men to a regular discharge of their duty in time of action: natural bravery, hope of reward, and fear of punishment. If we desire to avoid insult, we must be able to repel it. If we desire to secure peace, one of the most powerful instruments of our rising prosperity, it must be known that we are at all times ready. Someday, following the example of the United States of America, there will be a United States of Europe. The value of liberty was thus enhanced in our estimation by the difficulty of its attainment and the worth of characters appreciated by the trial of adversity. It is impossible to rightly govern a nation without God and the Bible. Make sure you are doing what God wants you to do, then do it with all your strength. Adhere to your purpose, and you will soon feel as well as you ever did. On the contrary, if you falter and give up, you will lose the power of keeping any resolution and will regret it all your life.